We sat down with 4 members of our sporting community to get their honest thoughts on the Rainbow Lasys campaign.
Hi, I'm Bethan.
I'm Alex.
I'm Sam. My name is Champagne.
I absolutely love the Rainbow Lasys campaign. I love kind of any pride parade.
Yeah, it's an outward expression of showing to people that it's a place where homophobia and anything like that isn't tolerated, and that's I think the biggest impact for it for me.
When I wear the laces, it makes me feel very proud, makes me feel my true self. I think it's great for other people to wear them, show that they're an ally.
I'm treasurer of the korfball club at the moment. Probably the best thing about korfball would be it's just very different. It's also a mixed team. My team is just very lovely. They're all lovely people. I identify as bisexual. I came out when I was about 18. It was just a very chill experience. Like, all my friends were like really happy. Some of them were just very neutral. But I came out to my friends originally and like came out a couple years later to my dad. And my dad was very sweet about it. He made me cry. It was in a car journey back from Cardiff.
I play korfball and I'm the vice president of the Korfball Society. So I study physics and I came to Cardiff and thought, this is where I want to be. And so it was my first choice from there. I identify as asexual. I sort of started coming out to a few people when I was probably 17, I think, beginning of sixth form. I think more generally people's expectations changed, but I think in sport it didn't change much. If people don't understand, I don't find that upsetting or anything. I understand that not many people necessarily know what it is, and so I'm happy to help people understand that. So I would describe asexuality as a lack of attraction to anyone. It's not about any kind of biological hormone imbalances. That's the kind of thing that some people might suggest it is, so I'm not attracted to anyone sexually. My brother was the first person I came out to, and it was quite an impulsive thing. I'd known something about myself for a while and hadn't had anyone to share it with. I just told him, and that was a really good feeling to have said it to someone and to have been honest with myself, I guess.
For someone who is maybe like LGBT and wants to play a sport, if they know what sport they want to play, I would definitely say talk to someone in that club.
There's always going to be a place for LGBTQ people within sport.
I was slightly apprehensive about it when I first joined a sport, and I think in a sporting context it is actually surprisingly easy to be yourself, and people will accept that, and that's what I found.
If you want to go to a sport, I would highly recommend just going along and trying it. The first hurdle, the hardest thing about going to a sport is convincing yourself to go the first time.
I am the ladies cricket president. The feeling of being on the pitch with other people, scoring runs, taking wickets, that's the best thing about cricket. So I do physiotherapy. Currently I identify as lesbian. In year 11, I was in my group of friends and I was like, oh, don't you just think everyone's a little bit gay? And I just thought that was a perception that every person had, was that everyone is a little bit fruity. At that point, I came out to my friends as bisexual, but I had not come out to any of my family whatsoever.
I play korfball with the university team. The easiest way I can think to describe non-binary people, there are different things it means to be a man, there are different things it means to be a woman, but essentially it's like a role. I personally have really struggled to identify with either in a way that makes me feel complete as a person. But for me personally, I have found the best way to describe myself is I don't really feel comfortable in either of those boxes. You separate your consciousness from your body. Who do you feel like at the end of the day? What do you feel like? I'm not just an abstract concept, I'm a person. I play sport, I do a degree, I hate RStudio, like pretty universal things among at least geography students. It was this realization that not everyone daydreams about being someone else. I only came out to my parents this year and I've been non-binary for 4 years. I've been out as non-binary for 4 years. It took me that long to tell my parents because I was so paranoid about how badly it was fine. They were absolutely lovely about it. I felt my entire life that I've been pretending to be a woman. It's a very difficult place to find yourself in because it's a concept, firstly, that most people aren't very familiar with, and it's also something most people have never questioned in their lives.
I just think sport isn't about who you are necessarily, it's about sport, and that anyone should be able to play the sport they want to play.
In terms of like general things on the athletic union, everyone putting their pronouns in their bio, delightful, love it. It's good because it means that when I put it in my emails, if I'm communicating with anyone, I know that without having to ask you that you are a safe space for me.
One thing I know now that I really wish I'd known then was that more people are more supportive than you think. You know, it might be a vocal minority who will have an issue with you, but they're really outweighed by friends and people are overwhelmingly supportive generally.
The same respect that I would say people asking for my pronouns and getting them right is the same respect that I would expect for someone to get my name right. Like, it clearly shows that they're putting in the effort to respect me as an individual. They don't need to get it right every time. I'm not expecting everyone to get it right all the time. I'm not expecting people who've just met me to know exactly what everything is immediately. But the easiest way to do it is to just ask. This is great. I've really loved being a part of this. It's been great being able to like share stories about this.
My name's Liv and I'm the Vice President Sports and Athletic Union President at Cardiff University Students' Union. Rainbow Laces demonstrates that sport is for all, no matter who you are. Our goal is to make our sporting community as diverse and inclusive as possible. The campaign will be a success when it no longer needs to exist.